If you have spent any time looking at furry conventions online, chances are you've heard of anthrocon. Standing as one of the largest furry conventions in the world, and even owning the title as #1 before Midwest Fur Fest made its attendance in 2017, anthrocon has earned its place as a staple event in the furry community as well as the city of Pittsburgh itself. But how did such a convention conglomerate start out to even begin with? Today, we're going to learn the history of one of the most well-known furry conventions in the world.
Alrighty.
Anthrocon, or rather, Albany Anthrocon, began in 1997, with its first con starting in, you guessed it, Albany, New York. Gathering 500 attendees within its first year, in 1999, it was renamed to simply Anthrocon and changed its location to Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. In 2001, it moved yet again, this time to the Adams Marks Hotel, located on the outskirts of Philadelphia. That same year, Anthrocon became the largest convention, with attendance numbers reaching 1,457. In November of 2004, the Adams Marks Hotel was sold, leaving Anthrocon without a venue. For its 2005 convention, Anthrocon set its sights on the Wyndham Franklin Plaza in Philadelphia as their venue. However, attendance dropped, seeing 2,373 attendees compared to the previous year's 2,404. As Anthrocon was looking for new spaces to host its event, representatives from Visit Pittsburgh approached them to pitch the Still City as the perfect choice. At first, Dr. Samuel Conway, better known as Uncle Kage, did not see Pittsburgh as a good location for the convention. "I said, no way, I don't want to have a convention in a smoky city," said Conway when he was first pitched the idea of moving to Pittsburgh. "I was very rude. It was terrible." Despite his initial refusal, Visit Pittsburgh insisted on staying a weekend in the city, and, although reluctant, he traveled to town, drove through the Fort Pitt Tunnel, saw the skyline, and fell in love with the city. By the way, I got this information from the PGHCityPaper, so it might be biased. In June of 2005, a contract was introduced between the Westin Hotel in Pittsburgh and Anthrocon. This contract was ultimately agreed upon, and Anthrocon 2006 was scheduled to be held June 15th through 18th at the adjoined David L. Lawrence Convention Center. Although many felt the drastic move from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh would significantly decrease attendance, it actually rose to 2,489. The amount of attendees ensured the future of the convention. In 2007, the Guinness World Records featured Anthrocon in their 2008 edition, holding the title of Largest Furry Fan Club. In the following year, Anthrocon became the first furry convention to surpass 3,000 attendees, the final count reaching 3,390. In 2009, Anthrocon is estimated to have brought $3 million to the Pittsburgh economy, with attendance for the con exceeding 3,500. Anthrocon 2010 had broken the threshold of 4,000 attendees, becoming the first furry convention to ever do so, and, by 2012, attendance broke 5,000. With attendance becoming so large, Anthrocon contracted with 7 of the 10 downtown hotels in Pittsburgh. In 2017, Anthrocon lost the title of Most Attended Furry Convention, with Midwest Fur Fest claiming the title with over 8,700 attendees. Despite no longer having the title, Anthrocon still boasts a considerably great attendance in this year, with their attendance reaching 7,554, with attendance in 2022 reaching 9,702. Following its first in-person convention after the COVID-19 pandemic, the future of the convention looks optimistic. As the furry convention is a very misunderstood subculture, furcons are bound to attract their fair share of hate. However, the outlook on Anthrocon in the city of Pittsburgh is very positive. As a Pittsburgh native myself, I have seen tons of journalism over the years covering the topic of furries, all written in a fun, respectful way. The city embraces the convention itself, with the PGHCityPaper writing tons of wonderful, nice articles about furries every single year. VisitPittsburgh.com also showcases Anthrocon in many ways, such as articles written like, Anthrocon furries return to Pittsburgh this weekend, Anthrocon attempts world records, and Anthrocon celebrates 15th year in Pittsburgh this weekend, to name a few. Susan Klein, the chief marketing officer behind Visit Pittsburgh, stated this about furries: "We are excited and thankful to be welcoming Anthrocon back to Pittsburgh. Anthrocon has shown incredible loyalty to our region, and their meeting is an annual summer highlight for Pittsburghers." Many local news stations get on the fun as well, such as KDKA and WTAE, reporting on the convention as well. Businesses in downtown Pittsburgh love the business that cons bring in as well. as well as seem to generally enjoy the presence of fursuiters. Fernando's Cafe is the prime example of a business building a relationship with the convention as a whole. According to an article by PGHCityPaper, when anthrocon first moved to Pittsburgh in 2006, the owner of the business, Fernando Di Calvario, decided to create a welcoming space for the con in his restaurant. Fernando is a very friendly fellow, says Sam Conway, chairman of anthrocon. He reached out to our group, I think, just about before anyone else did. Before anthrocon officially began, Fernando stopped outside the Westin Hotel and drew paw prints on the sidewalk leading to his restaurant. With this, Fernando's Furryland was created and became a staple for con-goers. However, about 3 months before anthrocon 2012, Fernando's Cafe was hit by a recession. Furries from all over came together and raised about $22,000 for Fernando, enough to keep him open for the next convention. Fernando remained a friend of the convention. Even now, after Fernando has left and the cafe is becoming a Pizza Parma, the restaurant continues his legacy by providing furries with everything they need to have a pleasant dining experience. Pizza Parma even creates specials for con-goers around the time of anthrocon as well. The Monday and Tuesday before anthrocon, we start our bowl special, says Budak of Pizza Parma. So what happens is, when they order the food, we serve them in dog bowls that come with lasagna wraps, chips, and a drink. This is like our big holiday. This is like our Christmas in the summer. We get ready for them all year and try to surprise them in any way we can, and give them a wow when they come in. Although Fernando's was the first to welcome, other restaurants in the district have followed in welcoming furries to the city by changing their menus to include furry-related items, or by simply welcoming them into their establishment, fursuit and all. When restaurants even offer just interesting takes on the menu, they don't even change anything, but they accommodate us just by renaming something or making a lighthearted joke. It says, "Hey, we like you here," says Manic, a furry from Pittsburgh. And I'm sure that's a good business tactic, but it's unlike anywhere else I've been. Some restaurants surrounding the convention center on Penn and Liberty not only welcome furries, but encourage them to walk in to just say hi or greet people eating lunch or dinner. This friendliness and warm welcoming from surrounding restaurants and businesses keeps furries coming back in increasing numbers every summer. It's not just anthrocon itself at this point, says Manic. The restaurants, the businesses, the EMTs, the city has made it so welcoming and almost a staple of Pittsburgh rather than just a convention at the convention center, and it's very unique in that fashion. anthrocon has also been voted as the best local annual convention in the Pittsburgh area, with Still CityCon placing second and Handmade Arcade placing third. Poor TechoCon. I'm so sorry, Techo. I love you. I'm so sorry you get done like this. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first video. Please let me know if there's any topics you'd like me to cover in the future down below. And remember to be kind, have fun, and to be a little silly.